You know how sometimes things get announced in the world that you weren't necessarily looking forward to, or sometimes they announce something that you don't even know you want. Like you hear about it, you're like, why did I never think about that? I've always wanted this all my life. Why is this the first time I've heard of it? That's what's happening today, my friends. Recently, in the past week, Disney has announced that Disney Plus will premiere an 8-part Mandalorian Docuseries, and this will premiere on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day is what it's called, and I could not be more excited. The Mandalorian is kind of the breakout show for Disney Plus. It's the show that really helmed the beginning of this new streaming service that we have and the streaming service wars, and it's a hit. Casual Star Wars fans, diehard Star Wars fans, most people love The Mandalorian, and I love it because, like I said, it's simple stories lived in a very lived-in world right now that feels like we're actually in the Star Wars universe. There's so many things that The Mandalorian does and gets right. It's going to be pretty exciting to see a little 8-episode docuseries about the show and how they made it and what came to be. And the name of this little series is called Disney Gallery The Mandalorian. It's going to explore different aspects of the series through a number of interviews with the cast, crew, and production team, and the series will also include never-before-seen footage from the cutting room floor and roundtable conversations hosted by the director, writer, and producer, Jon Favreau. And Favreau described this little docuseries as an opportunity for fans of the show to take a look inside and get to see a different perspective and perhaps a greater understanding of how The Mandalorian came together. And there's not a lot of Star Wars content that excites me, but this is it. The documentaries, the behind-the-scenes stuff, how this stuff is made, intrigues me so much. I love watching the Phantom Menace documentary. It's called The Beginning, the making of Episode 1, I think is what it's called, and I love it. I love it so much. I love watching George Lucas behind the scenes with Steven Spielberg. Oh, it's gonna be great. 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 And just everything that happens on how these films were made, and just mostly it's George. Anything with George Lucas, I'm always kind of like, this is interesting, and the documentaries always do that. And he's going to be in this. I mean, I'm 110% confident they're going to show the days that he was on set, because he was on set multiple times, behind the scenes, and maybe even do an interview with him. That would be extremely nice. I'd love to see something like that, because, I mean, it's George Lucas, and I love these little documentaries. I love the ones they did for the prequels. I love the ones they did for the original trilogy. The sequel trilogy one's a lot different than those two because it's under a different brand now, but I still watch them because I still find them very interesting, and they're a lot more Hollywood style nowadays, if you will. So I just think something like this is going to be great for Star Wars fans. You don't have to pay anything for it. It's all on the streaming service. I think if you truly want to show your support for Star Wars and show that you want more of this kind of stuff on Disney Plus, you gotta watch it on Disney Plus. I mean, I most only watch Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus as it is, but this is going to pique my interest a little more, and this is something that I continually want to see forever by Lucasfilm and Disney, is a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, because to me, one thing I love so much about Star Wars is not only the story that was created by the franchise in 1977, but how that story came to be. It's almost just as interesting, in my opinion, seeing the Star Wars films be made and the struggles and the stories that went into making this amazing world and amazing story. That's almost as interesting as the actual story of Star Wars itself. And that's just my personal 2 cents on it. As you guys know, as a Star Wars channel, one of my things that I like to do personally is make documentaries on Star Wars. I love a lot of Star Wars documentaries, even fan documentaries. One of my favorite ones, if not my favorite one, is probably the most hated one, and that's called The People vs. George Lucas, and it gets a bad rap for the name alone, but really, I think a lot of documentaries are kind of what the future of this channel holds. I think you're going to be seeing me make a lot of documentaries, so seeing something like The Mandalorian come out with one, it makes me personally a little bit more motivated and happy and excited to watch this kind of stuff, to see how something like The Mandalorian, which I truly do love, I think it is a great show. It's nice now to be able to watch how that show is made and watch how they actually brought in the authentic feel of Star Wars and that lived-in world and what went into this creatively. As a Star Wars fan, this is exactly what I would want, and I know a lot of Star Wars fans aren't into this kind of stuff, but people like me who are extremely diehard, who buy books on the behind-the-scenes stuff and everything, that's the this is some of the stuff that's really the creme de la creme for us. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what they do with the Mandalorian behind the scenes. That's called, what, Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian. I'm excited for it. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Are you going to watch it? Are you not? May 4th is when this happens. I know how I'll be spending Star Wars Day. How will you be spending it? I'm Star Wars Only. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you, always.